materials to get our finished goods.
So let's take a look at our bill of material. So the bill of material is comprised of the header information, which is our parent item, the quantity of that, its description, the type of bill of material they have. You can have different types of bills of materials on here. This particular one we have set for production, but you can have an assembly and a sales. The sales and the assembly are very similar. They are basically for kit type items that would show up on sales orders and a pick list. The assembly gives you the ability to do some limited component selections, whereas the sales bill of material is a fixed kit type bill of material. The production order is something we're going to look at today in a little bit more detail, and the template is just a template that can be used for copying and streamlining things to create new bills of materials. So let's take a look at our production bill of material. We've got our production standard costs. As we're looking at things, we can decide which warehouse over on the top right, which warehouse is going to be the default price list that we want to use for materials that are being used in the bill of material. And then as we're setting up additional items in the bill of material, we have the options over on the side to select the type, which is on the top left. So the different types of items I'm going to select down here below can be either an item, which is a component or a subassembly, a resource, which would be a machine, a work center, or overhead charge, or some other additional charge or resource that you want to apply to that. You can also add text into a production bill of material. It could be reference documents, it could be instructions or other text that you may want to add to that. And then finally, we have the routing stages, which are delineators for the assembly steps as we're moving through the production process. So our routing stage on this one, we have set up 3 routing stages. Routing stage 1, which is kitting, routing stage 2, which is assembly, and routing stage 3, which is packaging. Under each one, we've added a component in there. The component 1, its usage per parent, and if there's any additional quantity associated with it. Our component 2, which is our usage per parent, and this one has an additional quantity of 1 associated with it. The warehouse that the material is going to be coming from, the method of issue, which is in this case is going to be backflushed. So as the report completion is done, the item is going to be backflushed in proportion to the report completion based upon this bill of material quantity. And then there's a manual issue for any items that you want to issue manually to the production order through the material issue. All of serialized and batch components will be set up for manual issue because you do want to be selecting serial numbers and batch numbers associated with them. As we're going through, you can see that the production costs for each of these items are rolling into the bill of material, as well as unit prices, and it's all rolling up to a lower cost down below as far as what the total cost of the production order is. So the idea behind the production order and the bill of material is to get all of the associated components and resources that will stack up to represent the actual cost and different than price of the production order itself.